Welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. You're checking your email and you get a calendar invite. The subject line just says one-on-one meeting. No context, just that. Your stomach immediately drops, right? You start sweating a little bit. We all know that universal underlying dread of a sudden performance review with the boss. It's just an inherently scary experience because you know you're about to be evaluated, questioned, and held accountable for your actions. And honestly, sometimes your inactions too. Well, today, we're going to look at some fascinating source material that takes that exact corporate scenario and scales it up to the highest possible level. We're talking about the ultimate meeting with the ultimate CEO.
And this brings us right to a foundational text from our sources today. It's from Surah Fussilat, verse 41-54, and it states, "Yet they still doubt that they will ever meet their Lord. Surely he encompasses all things." This verse basically establishes the core premise of our entire existence, at least according to the text. It suggests that the absolute primary reason for everything we're doing right now, our choices, our work, our daily routines, is ultimately to prepare for this definitive final meeting. It is the ultimate performance evaluation. And the source makes it crystal clear that this meeting is an absolute inevitability. It's going to happen.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking right about now. Why do we have to go through all this pressure? I mean, can't we just live a good, decent life, mind our own business, and just kind of be done with it? Why does there have to be this incredibly intimidating evaluation at the end of the whole shebang? Well, the source text actually addresses this directly. God talks about this meeting as a moment of profound accountability. Because it's an evaluation, it naturally carries real weight. And yeah, a degree of fear. We're going to be asked the hard questions. Why did we do certain things? And perhaps even more terrifyingly, why didn't we do others?
So to get ready, here is our game plan for this explainer. 1. The ultimate performance review. 2. The divine office metaphor. 3. The power of proactiveness. And 4. Seizing everyday opportunities.
All right, let's dive right into item number 1, the ultimate performance review.
So here is the crux of the problem. There's a dangerous disconnect between our own self-evaluation and reality. We've all been there, right? We tend to think we're just crushing it, giving ourselves a big thumbs up. We evaluate ourselves based on our own good intentions. But when you actually sit down for the evaluation, the employer's feedback can be a massive shock. The reality is often completely different from our own rosy perception. The source points out that in the workplace, what really matters isn't what we think of our performance, it's what the employer thinks, period. And that exact same disconnect is anticipated on the day of this final meeting. We might think we're coasting by just fine, but the criteria for success in this divine review might be entirely different from our personal metrics. We actually need to show real progress, tangible achievements, character development, and noble qualities.
Moving on to part 2, the divine office metaphor.
Okay, let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine your life as this top-tier, exceptionally well-funded corporate office. Think about all the amenities the CEO has already provided for you, literally the second you walk through the door. You've got a beating heart, a home, food, endless fresh water, family, friends, a direct line of connection to the CEO, and your own completely unique set of skills. You didn't have to submit a requisition form for any of this. You didn't go through some grueling 5-round interview process to earn your next heartbeat. You are constantly, generously, and meticulously being taken care of at a level that is truly staggering when you actually pause to think about it. You're basically sitting in a perfectly climate-controlled office with the absolute best tech, unlimited resources, and boundless energy completely at your disposal. And the sheer magnitude of this provision, well, it sets an incredibly high bar for what is expected in return.
So what do we do? Seriously, think about it. You're sitting in this fully stocked office. You're being given absolutely everything you could possibly need, but nobody has handed you a daily task list. Nobody is standing over your shoulder explicitly dictating your moment-to-moment duties. The source material makes a really compelling argument here. If a CEO creates an office and provisions it so perfectly, there has to be an underlying purpose. Nothing is just there for decoration. We aren't just here to drink the free coffee and hang out by the water cooler. So what exactly is our purpose in this divine office?
Which brings us to number 3, the power of proactiveness.
The source material defines our absolute key to survival here with one simple concept: proactiveness. In fact, the author calls this the most dangerous word in the history of mankind. Now, why dangerous? Because it entirely strips away our ability to play the victim. It completely obliterates every single excuse we have for complacency. It means nobody is going to come down and micromanage us. Our true job description is to actively observe the company, figure out what its underlying purpose is, and just do what needs to be done without being explicitly told to do it. It demands active, independent thought and a complete departure from just waiting on the sidelines for instructions.
Now, you might hear this and say, well, my job is just to be grateful, to pray, and to give thanks to the CEO, right? But the source text actually pushes back hard on that idea. Because look around. The universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, the oceans, they already perfectly glorify God and serve their designated purposes. They operate on a flawless pre-programmed script. Simply existing and blindly praising, that isn't the unique contribution required of us. If we are given specialized skills, intellect, and free will in this office, God doesn't just need more passive decoration. We have to actively step up and figure out our own unique way to contribute to the company's ultimate mission.
All right, let's wrap this up with part 4, seizing everyday opportunities.
Here's the most crucial takeaway. We don't actually need to go out hunting for massive, world-changing tasks. God places tasks right in front of us, brilliantly disguised as everyday problems. Let's look at this. You see poverty? That's not just a sad, abstract fact. That is your specific opportunity to take action and help. You see confusion in your community? That's your cue to step up and offer guidance. You see massive technological shifts, like AI, causing everyone anxiety? Your task is to adapt, innovate, and help others navigate it safely. You see a drying tree? Your opportunity is to water it. Instead of ignoring these problems or just running away from them, true proactiveness means looking at them as the exact, tailored tasks the CEO has laid directly on your desk for the day.
The source actually provides this perfect real-world anecdote to really lock this idea in. See a drying tree? Don't blame the municipality, just water it yourself. The author talks about this time during a really brutal hot summer when a tree near their home was drying up. Now, the default, non-proactive reaction is to just complain. You point fingers, you blame the local government, you loudly declare to anyone listening, someone should really do something about that. But true proactiveness, the kind that actually demonstrates value on an ultimate performance review, is realizing that you are the someone. You don't need to form a committee. You literally just grab a bucket, walk outside, and you water the tree yourself. That is exactly how you use your divine office provisions to complete a task.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. So, what is the dry tree in your office waiting to be watered? Seriously, take a look around your own life today. What everyday problems are you currently just complaining about or assuming someone else will eventually come along and fix? Remember that one-on-one meeting? It is on the calendar and it is inevitable. The absolute best time to start building your portfolio of proactive achievements isn't 5 minutes before the review starts. It's right now, with the opportunities disguised as problems sitting right in front of you. Go start watering your trees.